New studies have revealed the shocking root cause of anxiety and depression for millions of people. It could be the hidden reason we're facing an epidemic of anxiety and depression. Watch now to find out how you can protect yourself and your children. Do you have a phone or computer near you, or are you exposed to a Wi-Fi network all day? Do you sometimes feel off for no reason, especially when you're around devices? That's because we are exposed to higher levels of electromagnetic field radiation, or EMFs, than ever before. It comes from our modern devices, phones, 5G signals, laptops, computers, microwaves, power lines, and many more. In fact, our bodies are now dosed with 1 million times more radiation on a daily basis than we experienced just 4 decades ago. In that same period, anxiety and depression rates have skyrocketed. Until recently, the evidence was inconclusive, and most people thought EMFs were harmless, but it turns out that isn't true. Many prior studies were sponsored by telecommunications companies. New studies conducted by independent third parties have revealed that exposure to EMFs is much more dangerous than we thought, and doctors no longer believe it is harmless. The World Health Organization recently classified magnetic fields as 2B possible carcinogens. That means EMFs have the same cancer threat as lead, exhaust fumes, DDT, and formaldehyde. These independent studies keep coming, exposing all sorts of dangers. For example, we now have evidence that EMFs can cause changes in your brain, and these changes could be the real root cause of your depression and anxiety. If you feel more anxious or depressed than before, the high levels of radiation flowing through your body could be the reason. EMF radiation can break DNA chains, damage proteins, and even cause problems with the blood-brain barrier. It can disturb sleep, cause fatigue, and disrupt your memory and concentration. It even impacts neural, hormonal, and psychosocial development in children. And an increase in human brain tumors has been discovered in correlation with mobile phone use on the exposed side of the head. When it comes to depression and anxiety, we finally have answers. Studies show that EMFs can cause anxiety and depression in otherwise healthy individuals, and prolonged exposure to EMFs has been linked to anxiety and brain inflammation. One study found that workers exposed to EMFs reported more significant mental health issues, even if they didn't believe that electromagnetic radiation was harmful. One explanation is that EMF exposure affects neurochemical processes. It activates voltage-gated calcium channels, VGCCs, which leads to imbalances in your brain. EMFs disrupt neurotransmitters, such as serotonin and dopamine, which are critical for preventing anxiety and depression. Disruption in these processes is linked to increased anxiety and depressive symptoms. So if you use radiation-emitting devices like phones, computers, Wi-Fi networks, and microwaves every day, they could be the root cause of your anxiety or depression. This is also why other remedies and even medication don't work for so many people. A small percentage of the population is especially sensitive to EMF radiation. That means you are at higher risk of side effects and health problems from modern devices. My name is Dr. Nicholas Dogris. I'm a neuroscientist and licensed psychologist with 30+ years of experience in the field of electromagnetic field radiation. I'm not surprised to see these studies come out. It was only a matter of time. I've noticed a sharp increase in disturbances due to EMFs in my years of working in the field. I believe we are in for a revolution in EMF awareness and protection. I've seen with my own eyes the harmful impact of EMFs. I've studied the data and performed countless live tests with radiation-emitting objects and brain scans. If you struggle with anxiety and depression, I'm confident that electromagnetic radiation could be the reason. And the sad fact is that if you are sensitive, your only option is to reduce or eliminate your exposure to EMFs. But doing that is not easy. Some devices claim to offer protection, but they don't do anything at all. The truth is, you can't block EMFs without also blocking the device itself. The only real way to block EMFs is to encase the device in lead, which also stops it from working. So anything that claims to block EMFs is either being lazy with their wording or they're clearly lying. But recently, I was asked to perform a test on a new device. It finally does things right. Instead of blocking EMFs, it uses patented nanotechnology to retune the electromagnetic signals. You see, the problem with EMFs is that the radiation waves aren't compatible with biological organisms, such as our bodies. EMFs are not meant to interact with biological objects. They're meant to communicate with mechanical objects. This new device, called the Ares 1, contains complex nanotechnology that retunes the EMF waves to a signal our biological bodies can handle. That means your devices still work, yet you are still safe from the harmful radiation they emit. Ares 1 is the size of a penny, yet it effectively retunes EMF radiation in a 19-foot radius around it. It's the only independently tested device with fully patented technology and full transparency. In fact, every detail of the device, including every aspect of the technology inside it, is available on their website. It took 20 years of research and development to create. We've known for years that the technology inside Ares 1 was theoretically possible, but this is the first time it's been translated into a simple, effective device that really works. The first time I tested the Ares 1, I had never heard of the device. I have since run multiple tests and am shocked by how effective Ares 1 is at reducing the negative effects of EMFs. I'm not basing my conclusion on anecdotal evidence or personal stories. The data is undeniable. Ares 1 really works. If you have anxiety or depression, you have nothing to lose from trying Ares 1. Not only could it help reduce or even eliminate your symptoms, it may bring surprising additional benefits. All that harmful radiation running through your body has harmful side effects, and if you're sensitive, you may be surprised to find that Ares 1 completely changes your life for the better in ways you didn't even expect. EMF radiation could be the biggest health problem you're facing right now, and you don't even realize it. You might find that having the Ares 1 nearby, you wake up feeling refreshed because EMFs are linked to poor sleep quality. You may be surprised at how energized you feel throughout the day because EMFs are linked to chronic fatigue. You could enjoy a significant boost to your memory, concentration, and focus, and it's been shown to reduce or even stop migraines or headaches as well. The Ares 1 could be the one solution that brings you relief from your symptoms. It's now used by more than 100,000 plus people worldwide, and it's become a hit among NFL, NBA, and NHL athletes and UFC fighters who swear by it. Because the fact is, we don't know how dangerous EMFs are, but we now have proof that they do cause problems. If you're struggling with anxiety or depression, and you think it's even remotely possible that EMFs could be part of the reason, then I encourage you to try the Ares 1 today. They know people are skeptical, so they back up the device with a 100% money-back guarantee. If you don't see a significant improvement in your life from the Ares 1, you can return it for a full refund. But my guess is your anxiety or depression will melt away, and you'll enjoy a sense of energy and overall health that you haven't felt in years. I'm convinced the moment you try your own Ares 1 device, you'll fall in love with it instantly. Click below to learn more.